Hey there, Magpies fans! Hold on tight, because what we're going to talk about here is big stuff. Subscribe now, like and show that you proudly support our black and white team. Let's go, because today we have some hot content. Jamie Carragher, yes, that same Liverpool legend, has come out publicly to admit the Carabao Cup title won by our Newcastle could be just the beginning of something much bigger. He said it, this triumph could propel Newcastle to even more impressive heights. And look, there's no shortage of reasons to believe. After beating Liverpool in the final, we lifted our first major national trophy since 1955. The party had barely started when Yasser Al-Rumayyan sent the message. This was the first, but it won't be the last. Jamie Rubin also reinforced, it's just the beginning of many. You can feel in the air that a new era has begun at St. James's Park. Even with the new PSR rules, which make the financial game fairer, Newcastle kept up the pace. 5 wins in the last 6 games, 3rd place in the Premier League, and only Liverpool won more games than us this season. That's big, guys. Carragher also bet that Liverpool, Arsenal, or Manchester City should fight for the next title, but left a provocation in the air that gives you butterflies in your stomach. There's no reason for Newcastle not to pressure these teams until the end. In other words, the fight is going to be good, and we're in the middle of it. And he went further. He said that at various points during the season, Newcastle played as well as any other team in the league. The victory over Liverpool at Wembley made it clear. The difference between the top and us is no longer the abyss it used to be. The scenario has changed, and the black and white shirt now weighs heavily. Now hold on to this curiosity. Remember the controversy involving Bruno Guimaraes? Carragher had already questioned whether it was possible to dream big with our star player on the field. But look, even he had to admit that if Newcastle could spend like other teams did, the story would be different. And here's the thing, even though we're not the team that invested the most in salaries, we're up there, breaking all the predictions. And speaking of the future, there's a new name emerging at St. James's Park that deserves all our attention. William Osula shone and left everyone wanting more. Let's understand how his first goal in the Premier League could be the harbinger of a new star emerging at our Newcastle United. What an afternoon, fans! The victory over Ipswich Town at St. James's Park was important, of course, but the real moment of explosion was saved for the 80th minute when William Osula stole the show. In the middle of the opposition defense, the young 21-year-old striker imposed himself and, with a header, scored his first goal in the Premier League. The celebration was one to remember. He ran to the corner flag, was surrounded by his teammates, and even danced with Bruno Guimaraes, right in front of the Gallowgate end. The stands came down. For those who know Osula's career, they know how much this goal means. Since arriving from Sheffield United last summer, he has had to be incredibly patient. Until now, he had played only 96 minutes in the Premier League. But this chance was enough to show that despite still being inexperienced, he has plenty of potential and has already won the affection of the fans. And it wasn't just the fans who were thrilled. Osula is also very well liked within the squad. During the Carabao Cup title parade in the city centre, even Ant McPartlin, one of our famous fans, joked live that he wanted to have a beer with him. That kind of energy shows. The kid has already won his place in the hearts of the dressing room too. Now, let's be realistic. Eddie Howe is still carefully controlling his minutes, and with Callum Wilson back in shape, the competition will be tough. But after this goal, it's clear that the future holds greater opportunities for Osula. Confidence has been unlocked, and regarding the youngster's progress, Howe was direct. It's hard to judge, but he's improved. Today he was excellent. He played in a different position. As a winger, showed speed, physical presence, and had a very high-level finish. To top it off, Howe also gave a hint about what he expects from Osula from now on. At 190 meters tall, he needs to use that physical presence more. So fans, remember this name, William Osula. It feels like we're seeing the birth of another star at St. James's Park. If you liked this video, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any news about our Newcastle United. This really helps the channel to grow and spread this black and white passion that only we understand.